Welcome to Video Guys Live, Tuesdays at 3 p.m. We tell you all about the products and technology we sell and give you tech tips. We'll do Video Guys Q&A. We do different kind of stuff. Today's show, affordable live streaming products and bundles. Now, over the course of the last 5 years, we've probably done 10, 15 shows on affordable products, and they always change because the technology is always coming out, and there's always new, cooler, better stuff. So a lot of stuff has come out over the last 6 months or so that we think is really exciting in that what we're calling the affordable category. And what I really love about all this affordable stuff is you can use it to augment an existing system and make it better, or even better, you can get started with a basic piece of the puzzle and add other products as you go, as you get to a bigger audience, as you get to bigger needs, as you get better at being a live streamer. So before we get into the products, I thought it would be real important to go over some of the vocabulary terms, technology that we use when we talk about live streaming. So the first thing I want to talk about is how social distancing requires live streaming and who this show is for today. Today's show is for houses of worship, teachers and educators doing remote learning, sports at every level, indoor, outdoor, pro, amateur, beer league, high school, college, and also corporate video, corporate communications. You gotta realize that it's corporations. You just can't fly your sales team in for a sales meeting anymore. Trade shows, who knows when there's gonna happen again. But you need to communicate to multiple people and tell your story and build your brand. And live video is a great way to do it because for all these groups, worship, education, corporate video, live video is more engaging and it's more authentic. And your audience will connect better with you in a live type environment. Now, I know this sounds crazy because we do our shows, we cut them up and it's a live show and it is scripted, but you just don't want to have over polished. That sincerity of what you're trying to do and explain to people really comes through when you're doing live, and I think you'll find that when you watch today's show. So first I said, want to do a little segment now, and if you already know about live streaming, I apologize, but I think there's a lot of terminology and key things we need to know. So this is things you need to know when getting started with live streaming. So the first thing is all these different devices that you see on the table over here, and we're going to go into all of them over the course of the show, all have something in common. They connect to other things via video, but they use different connection methods. So the most common one you probably know is HDMI. HDMI is how your cable box, your satellite box, your Blu-ray player, your Xbox connects to your television. HDMI has been around forever. You plug it, it works. It's fantastic. You don't have to worry about it. But what does become a challenge is for really long runs in a studio situation, not always the best. Plus, it's connected. It doesn't really clip in or screw in, so it can get pulled out easily. Next is SDI, and SDI is really what the pros in the broadcast world use. It can go for much longer runs. It's a screw-in type cable, so you're going to get hardwired, better connectivity. And you may have equipment that's SDI or HDMI or both. Then the third type of connectivity is NDI, and we talk about NDI all the time. NDI is Network Digital Interface. It's where you're using your existing giggy network to connect in all your video production products. And the biggest thing, we've done a lot of shows on NDI, but what I gotta stress is with NDI, lets the video go over the Ethernet cable, but it also lets you get control and tally and other features that come with it. So it's a two-way communication, real important. NDI, super cool. We're not gonna go into NDI for a whole bunch. I just wanted to explain to people that those are the three different types of connectivity we have. And that's very important because you want to match up. If your cameras are all HDMI, then you want to get mixers that support HDMI. If your cameras are SDI, SDI. If you have a mixture of equipment, make sure all your equipment can work with each other. Next is my streaming glossary. And if we could bring this up full screen for a bit, I don't want to go through, I'm not going to read all of these to you because, I hate when people just read PowerPoints, but, here we're going to talk about what a switcher does, lets you mix the different stuff. An encoder is what takes that video signal and turns it into something else. CDN, that's the place where you go to see the video. It could be Facebook, it could be YouTube, it could be Twitch, it could be a private thing. PTZ cameras, the P is for pan, the T is for tilt, the Z is for zoom. It's a robotic camera that you can operate. A capture device is something that lets you take video and convert it into USB or some other format that lets you get it into a computer. Video conferencing, well, video production is different than video conferencing. Video conferencing is like Zoom, Teams, Skype, Google Meets, etc. And then latency is something that I'm not going to go into a lot of this show, but a lot of people will talk about latency with the gear and what's going on. And latency is just, that's the delay between the devices and also the delay between the stream and people watching the stream. So if you're watching this stream right now on Facebook or YouTube, you're actually seeing me from about 5 seconds ago. There's about a 5-second delay on YouTube or Facebook at any given time. Now, some days it's a lot lower and some days it's a lot higher. And it's not that the stream is choppy, it's just takes that long for it to get going. So that's latency. Then I want to go into some advanced streaming terms. H.264, that's the standard streaming compression we're using on almost all the devices we sell here. HVEC or H.265, that's a higher compression. It basically doubles the compression so that you can get twice as much video over the same data rate or the same video over half the data rate. It's coming. It's a real important thing. In 2021, it's become even more important. And data rate, that's your connectivity to the outside world. And really for upload, you want a minimum of 25, 50 is even better. You know, we all think about downloads, but remember when you're streaming, it's not that you're watching the program. You got to send it up to the cloud, up to get out there. And a lot of people don't understand that in their house of worship or their school, their uploads can be severely clipped by their CDNs or by their own network, their own firewall. So you always want to make sure you've got an adequate data rate. And then SRT, that's another big thing that's coming in 2021. SRT is secure, low latency IP video over the public internet. It basically allows you to use cloud to produce video where I don't have to be in the same room. My mixer can be in one place, my cameras can be in another place. It's a super cool technology. We've done shows on it, we'll do more shows on it, but when you hear SRT, that's what that basically means. Affordable live streaming encoders and switches. I'm going to take a little swag here of water first. I want to start the show talking about two real incredible devices that we started selling that really have to be at the top of the show. Real exciting. The first one is the YOLO box. That's it right here. We've done a bunch of shows on this. It's a dedicated Android device. I call it the Swiss Army knife of live production. It's all in one. It's a multi-camera live streaming. It's encoding, it's switching, recording, and a monitoring solution. On sale for $8.99. We're going to talk about this product a lot later on with bundles because we've got some really cool bundle ideas to share with you. Next is a brand new product, the RGB Link Mini Plus and the Mini. Now, we have it right here on the overhead if you can cut to it, Adam, just so people can see it blinking over here. This is an all-in-one video production four-input switcher, but in addition to a four-input switcher, the USB output can be plugged into any laptop, and you can stream based on your computer to go streaming. Now, we have a demonstration later on where we're going to show you how this product does PTZ control over here, but I want to get to that later on when I'm talking about the bundles, if that's okay with you, Adam. Cool. Next, Matrox has their family of encoders. Their Monarch is $9.95. The Monarch HX SDI is $12.95. And they have their Monarch SES Lecture Capture. Very great, nice products. What I like about them is they allow you to stream and record simultaneously. Great devices, fantastic for use in education and corporate video. All right, if we can we cut to this camera over here, Adam, that's got the boxes. This is really cool. We do our show and we use a Clearcaster that's about 3 or 4 years old, and that's how we get up to Facebook and how I can see, you know, how many people are on and the questions they ask. This is the new product they have, the Clearcaster Micro. Look how small this thing is. SDI in, let me turn it this way. SDI in, SDI out, super small. All the features of a basic Clearcaster, includes a 1-year subscription for $21.75. Gets you into the Wowzer encoding world. Real excited about that product because one of the things that we've seen that's real important is your encoder is really what's going to ultimately set the quality of your production that people see. And a lot of mixers and switchers do a great job, but when they have to do the encoding too, it kind of overpowers your system a little bit. It's like even what we have here with a TriCaster, it can go to Facebook itself, but we prefer using the Wowzer Clearcaster technology because it gives us a better stream. It talks to Facebook on another way through the SDK. They've optimized your streams, optimized your video quality. Very cool for the folks at Wowzer. Next, and we can go back to this shot again. I want to show people the Epiphan Pearl Nano. Now, this product isn't even shipping yet. It's brand new. It's over here. I'm going to pick it up. There we go. Super small again. This is basically a one-input video encoding, streaming, and recording device, but it also allows you to set your show up with presets. And with those presets, you can have a higher value, production quality value with that. Now, this product's not shipping yet. It's about to ship. What I basically told the folks at Epiphan is if you can get me a demo unit to put on the table, I'll include it in the show. If not, it's not. This is a unit. It's a demo unit that's not quite the latest firmware. It's not ready to be released, but we expect to have that product in a couple of months. Really excited about that. And what's cool about it is it supports SRT, and that means it can be an SRT endpoint with other SRT bigger workflows for those of you getting into complex solutions but looking for affordable parts to add to it. Next, Roland has two really great new affordable multi-camera switches. They're right over here. If you can show the picture of one, the white one is the VR1-HD. It is a audio and video mixer and switcher. It also gives you the ability to take the USB output and put it into a computer so you can stream to Wirecast, OBS, or any other product like that. The other one that's back here is the V1HD Plus. The V1HD was a great seller. The V1HD Plus adds some audio mixing, adds some other features. They've really advanced the product. It's got some automated workflows I love where it can follow the audio and stuff like that. Just the Roland folks keep making their products better and better. And for, $11.95 and $12.50, two things you definitely want to consider putting into your video mixing and streaming solution for how you get started. Next is, you guys know I think I've probably done maybe 7, 8, 10 shows that include the LiveView Solo and how much we love this product. The LiveView Solo uses cellular bonding, and that's what we have over here. These are two different cell modems. It takes those cell modems, it bonds the signal together so you get a bigger, fatter pipe to go up to the internet, and it allows you to bring your HD bandwidth with you wherever you go. So if you have a LiveView Solo, you never have to worry about not having adequate bandwidth. And we're going to show you some really cool ways that the LiveView Solo can be used with the other gear here to create mobile portable solutions. And now you have the Solo HDMI for $9.95, or the HDMI with the Solo Connect 2 modem kit for $14.45. Plus, there is a monthly unlimited data plan that you would subscribe to. Check our website for complete information on that. Next is capture devices, and I want to start with one that is so small, so good, and so much fun. This is actually this looks like a USB dongle. It is actually a 4K capture device. It takes 4K HDMI input, goes USB 3, and this will allow you to take 4K into OBS, Wirecast, vMix, or any other Zoom, Teams, etc. And it's a great little product for $79. We also have the Epiphan AVIO line. This is their base product, the AVIO HD for $399.95. They also have a SDI version for $499.95 or a 4K version for $499.95. Now, people say, why is one under $100 and the other so expensive? Well, there's a difference here. The Atomos product we love. It's $79. It works great, but it doesn't work with everything, and your results and your mileage may vary at times with certain things. The one thing I can tell you is these AVIO HDs are bulletproof. They're rugged. We've sold thousands of them. People are using it for all kinds of things, from NASA using them in in some of their programs, to medical, to military, to corporate video. They're so reliable. So you're paying more, but you're getting a little bit more too. And your mileage, figure out which one you want. You can always try one. If you don't like it, get the other. But it just shows you that you can now bring high quality HDMI video into any laptop or computer via USB. We sell a ton of PTZ cameras. In fact, when I did my top 10 list of 2020, I called it the year of PTZ, and I really meant that. Today's show, I want to really focus on 3 cameras that are affordable and great for getting started. Now, one of the things is these aren't, 20 or 30x cameras. They're a little bit shorter zoom focus level, because I'm thinking you're getting started with it. So I'm going to go into those 3 specifically, and I want to start with the PTZ Optics 20X SDI. Now, this one is HDMI and SDI, 1080p, 20X, $16.99. A great product. Is available in gray or white. We have those in stock for immediate delivery. If you want a version with NDI, we have that available. It's a little bit more money, but that's also available as an upcharge flavor. We also have a product, the UE4 Pro PTZ camera from Panasonic. That's this one right here. $1,000, hooks up via HDMI or USB. Great little product. It uses a a feature called ePTZ that I've talked about on a few shows. ePTZ means it's a fixed camera, but through an interface that could be either a web browser or other software on a phone, you can actually do the PTZ on the 4K image and pick an HD image of interest and zoom and move around through it. Very cool technology. I love the UE4. We're going to talk about that a little bit more later in some bundles. And then the Bird Dog P100. This P100 is a remarkable product, $15.99. Great product, 10x optical zoom. It supports USB, HDMI, and full NDI for that price, folks. Super low latency. And I got to tell you, this puppy is being used by professional sports. In fact, there's 2 leagues going right now. You know where they are. One has a hoop and the other has a goal and is played on ice. And in both those leagues, P100s are being used all over the place for things like bringing in referees or coaches or other comments that are happening on the game. So this is a workhorse. It's being used on every level. We're going to tell you how you can bundle it with some other products as well. So next I'm going to get into a section of affordable bundles. Now in the beginning of the show and the pre-show I talked about using these products together to make a better solution. So I'm going to grab another drink of water. Please pardon me, my voice gets much drier during the winter than in the summer. I was going to talk about bundles with the Solo, so let's talk about that. The Solo will let you take any HDMI input into the Solo. So now what I could do is I could take this YOLO box, I could have the HDMI output of the YOLO go into the Solo, and now I can stream anywhere remotely with cellular bonding technology. I can also use it with the Roland mixer. I can use it with this great RGB Link Mini or Mini Plus. So it's a real useful product, great bundles, and our sales folks, if you give us a call at 800-323-2325, you can ask for our guys. We'll be happy to talk to you about how these products work, how you put it together, what's the plan that's best for you, what you need to put it all together. So I want to stress again, we have live people here, folks. It's not just our webinars. Call our guys. Adam's producing the show today. Call him tomorrow. He can tell you what you need to get going and produce your own show. So really happy with that. Give the guys a call, 800-323-2325. Next. So you can also, the YOLO box has 2 HDMI inputs and a 3rd USB input. One of the things we did that was really cool is we hooked this puppy right into that. So we were going USB now in, and now we had an extra USB camera that we could use plus the HDMI. That gave us a total of 3 inputs into the YOLO box. So it's just fun, some of the stuff you can do when you put these products together. But the biggest one that I want to talk about also is that these products can record, and the YOLO box has USB out, or it has the card, and now you can record your production, because recording your production is important as much as live streaming it. So we recommend Angelbird or ProGrade or SanDisk or the LaCie Rugged card. So YOLO box with some storage. And then this is the one that I'm going to go into next, and that is the RGB Link Mini Plus. Is not just a 4-camera mixer, but it also includes PTZ control. Now, folks, we are going to tell you about a lot. We're going to do an in-depth, deep dive into this product, but I want to put up the overhead camera because it's just so cool what this thing can do. So first of all, I want to show you that it's a mixer. So if you see that little box over the side, there's Adam. I go like that. There's me. I go back. But now I'm really going to blow your mind, folks, because for $4.99, I'm getting PTZ control. So watch this, folks. I can use this knob, and I can adjust the pan. I can tilt it up or down. And in fact, I can go one better. I can zoom in. Very, very cool. So I just wanted to show you that little demo. And once again, I can come to the other camera. We're going to do a complete show on this, folks. It was just a little teaser to show you how cool it is and what it does. Now, listen, I understand you're not going to use those little knobs to PTZ track, a sporting event. But if you're in a church or house of worship or school, what's great is you can set this up, have your camera set up, and during the show, you can adjust the PTZ as you need for little adjustments. It'll actually, it has 4 inputs, and you can actually have 4 PTZ cameras hooked up to it and adjust them all. Now, we've only used it with 1 camera at this point, folks, and I'm not sure if on the show in 2 weeks of deep dive we're going to get more, but here was the PTZ optics camera and the RGB Link Mini. So we're talking about $16.99 plus $500, $21.99. Now I've got a remote system that I could bring with me anywhere that I want to go. So super cool. I really love it. Great technology and good, cool bundles. One of the other things that, this was a real funny one because I always thought of the YOLO box or the RGB Link Mini. And will this show both if I put these both like this? Because I want to just show that they're both kind of the same size out. If we can go that up shot. Yeah, cool. So I'm going to move this in a little bit like this. Okay, so these two products. And I'm thinking Adam's like, dude, man, Adam and Oliver are like, don't just look at these alone. You could use these together. I'm like, why would you use these together? So they came up with some great examples. Let's say that I want to add some graphics or lower thirds or a title. I can have the output of this come into the YOLO box. I can also use the YOLO box as my encoder because I can use it with a USB modem to stream if I want to. So now I don't need a computer to do my streaming because remember, the RGB Link has the USB output, but it needs to go to a computer to stream. But the other way they talked about it is I can combine these either one before the other one and end up with a total of 6 inputs versus 2 by kind of stacking them together. It creates a workflow that requires, some practice and getting used to it, but it still allows me to do all these cool things that give me extra outputs and things like that. And once again, I can then still bring in the Solo if I want. And now with the Solo and this, I have a completely portable unit with a PTZ camera that I can take on the road and go anywhere and produce complete shows. So what we wanted to stress with this show is not just that we have this wide breadth of affordable gear, but how you can mix and match and use it together to come with your own custom workflows that work best for you. And all the stuff you see here, it's not big and bulky, so I could set it up where I bring it in a carry case and have it all running with cameras on tripods in a very small, compact solution for me to take on the road to be portable. Or maybe I'm setting up a small studio in my house where I don't have a lot of room, so maybe I'm using an extra bedroom. Or maybe in my classroom, what I'm doing is I'm a remote teacher who's being asked to teach remote. I'm not being given a real full-size classroom. I'm kind of being given what used to be a big storage closet maybe for art supplies that now I'm teaching out of. But you know what, with these little gear, I can make it seem like I have a much bigger place, bigger space. And also, house of worship, I know one of the things with house of worship that's real tough is sometimes you got to set it up and knock it down every week because they're using the sanctuary for more things, the church for more things than just, services. So just wanted to bring to your attention how all these products can be used together. And now I want to also stress that while you can use this stuff together, there is a whole nother level of products that's still available to you and that we sell that I'm going to call moderately priced switching and streaming products. Now, I'm going to show you that these products get to up to about 10 grand, which some of you are going to say, oh, Gary, what are you talking about? That's not affordable. But it's not. It's moderately priced. It's for people who need more, who need to take their production to another level that's beyond where the products we showed here are, that offers you a lot more features, kind of like what we produce on our show. So first, I want to talk about the Pearl Mini. I showed you the Pearl Nano. We've done shows on the Pearl Mini. The Pearl Mini is a 2-input, 2-output video production appliance that allows you to do streaming, encoding, mixing. Great little product. We love the Pearl Mini for $34.95. It's really the only product in its space that does that because you don't need a computer, but you can produce a show that looks like you're on a computer. And once again, to stress, Pearl Mini completely supports SRT, so it can be integrated into larger SRT workflows. This is Wirecast. Now, Wirecast software is available, and it can be run on a PC, a Mac, a laptop, a desktop, whatever you want. They have the studio version for $5.99 and the pro version for $7.99. Wirecast fully supports NDI, so you can bring in NDI devices, but also you can use the capture cards that I showed you earlier, like the Connect from Atomos or the AVIO HD, to bring in stuff as well into a device that doesn't have I/O to have I/O. Or if you want something that's a more of an appliance type self-contained solution, Wirecast Gear is a great way to go, starting at $59.95 for a 4 HDMI input, up to the big 420, which is at $89.95, has a total of 5 inputs and SDI output. It's SDI. So different levels of different products. We've done a bunch of products on a bunch of shows on Wirecast and Wirecast Gear, so watch those if you're more interested in them. But I wanted to bring that to people's attention that those are available. And then, if you're going to do a show on production solutions, you got to talk about the TriCaster. The first, the biggest, the best. You know, I just love the TriCaster. We do our show on the TC1, which is not moderately priced, a little more expensive, but we're going to talk now about the Mini 4K NDI bundles. What I love about this product, it's developed to be totally NDI. So the base Mini 4K includes 2 Spark Plus converters, which could go encode or decode, and it's $79.95, 4 inputs. Gives you lower thirds, encoding, mixing, effects, virtual sets, all the stuff you see that we do here. And then they also have a version for $99.95 that includes a control surface and a carry case. We've done several shows highlighting what that can do, and I just really want to stress to you that, you know, if you're a school or a house of worship that's got a decent budget in the 10 grand range, you definitely want to be looking at the TriCaster Mini 4K NDI bundles. All right, that brings us to the end of our show. I am shocked, Adam. I did not think I would bring this show in at under a half hour. So I'm going to try to not have one of those 5-minute end of shows and actually get out of here in a timely fashion. What do we have coming up? Next week's show, we're going to talk about the new federal stimulus funding money that's available and that you can use it for live streaming and remote education and investing like that. The show is going to be more about how the money's available and what you can use with it and what you can go and how you can use it if you're in an organization to apply for it. And then what I talked about that I'm really looking forward to, 2 weeks, February 9th, RGB Link Deep Dive and Bundles. I'm going to be doing that show. I might have the guys doing some of the demos that they're going to be doing that might be canned as opposed to a live demo. I love this product. Can we get to the overhead of this again? I know it's the end of the show and I said I wouldn't stretch it, but we're really going to do a deep dive on the RGB Link Mini Plus. Phenomenal product. We're also going to go into what the difference is between the Mini Plus and the Mini. We're going to show you how to set up the PTZ control. We're going to get into a lot of cool stuff. So that's next 2 weeks show on February 9th. I want to thank you all for joining me on today's show, Affordable Live Streaming Products and Bundles. And I want you to think, when you're thinking about live streaming and where's the place to go to get this stuff, think about Videoguys.com. Give us a call, email us, watch our programs. We have live people here who can help you purchase your products, get you into the right products. If you're looking to put a quote together, our website allows the guys to work on the phone with you and get all the gear in there. Then they email the complete quote to you. It couldn't be easier with all the different products that you're putting together for whatever your solution is. Videoguys.com, 800-323-2325. Thank you for watching the show. Watch us on Facebook. Watch us on YouTube. Share the love. Like us. Share us. We appreciate it. This is Gary from Video Guys. See you next week. Peace.
Video Guys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.